With Blackfrost The Long Dark 2 maybe coming sooner than we thought, I wanted to get another wishlist type video out as soon as possible. Comparing early access The Long Dark with what we've seen of Blackfrost so far is like comparing a can of moldy peaches on Great Bear Island and a succulent peach in the Georgia heat. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the moldy peaches, but you have to admit that succulent peach is mouthwatering. I mean, look at these in-game screenshots. Hinterland has grown, improved, and evolved greatly since they began development on The Long Dark over a decade ago. Since then, The Long Dark has had a glow-up, featuring many system overhauls, visual enhancements, and Redux campaign, 16 distinct regions for survival, and much more. Along the way has been polished with many quality of life features that just add the cherry on top. With this in mind, these are 3 quality of life features I hope to see in Blackfrost at some point. These don't need to be there on launch, but they would be much appreciated. One of the best quality of life features we have in The Long Dark is safe house customization. Being able to move pretty much every object in almost every interior of the game makes it feel a little more cozy and allows for an extra level of creativity we don't see in a lot of survival games. This sort of thing isn't even necessary at all, but Hinterland dedicating time to it was much appreciated. You can turn a forestry lookout tower into a comfy little abode overlooking the world around you. You can transform a rugged interior into an organized one. The limits are endless, and all the incredible videos and pictures shared of other people's safe houses proves it. There are some restrictions though. Besides a particularly annoying bug that affects how close items can be placed next to each other, it is hard to get similar items to line up perfectly, be as close as possible, or face a particular direction. So far, we see hints that safe house customization, or a variation of it, will be present in Blackfrost. Maybe not right off the bat, but we can see this interior in different states across the announcement material for the game. That's what leads me to believe we will see safe house customization at some point. One thing I would add on to it, and item placement in general, is placement snapping. Being able to snap objects to a grid so that they can be placed perfectly would ease the neat freak in me. Whenever I play a game like Supermarket Simulator and I buy new furniture to put down, I fully expect things to snap together, but they don't. Maybe in the future. For Blackfrost though, this would be the perfect quality of life addition. Some people would probably prefer manual placement, and that's great, but I would love the option to snap things to a grid in specific instances. There are a few mechanics in the game that give me the ick. The level of ick ranges from just a pinch of ick to full-blown vomit-inducing. One particular feature that grinds my gears and then some is the disappearance of items. I'm not talking about a disappearing Travois with half a region's worth of loot. What I'm talking about is putting items in containers and watching them fade away. For some items, like ruined sewing kits and other repair items, I'm okay with it. Those items are ruined, unusable, and can't be harvested. For food items, why? For as long as I can remember, ruined food has always been usable in some way. Maybe since the current skill system was put in place, there has been the ability to eat ruined food. You can even cook with ruined ingredients, but that might be changing soon. For Blackfrost, I would actually welcome the ability to not be able to consume ruined foods or cook with ruined ingredients safely. It's a feature you would expect to see in a survival game. Previously, Hinterland rolled out a change to cooking without warning. In this manner, such a change could have been catastrophic to older survival runs that relied on ruined meat or fish to survive. While I don't like this at all for either game, making it a stealth change 11 years into the life cycle of a game was a bad move. Back to the topic at hand, I don't like seeing ruined items just straight up disappear when putting them in containers. It's kind of jarring to me. Ruined meat and fish can still be used as bait against predators, so I don't see why they should be vaporized for wanting to go inside. Plus, there is always the chance of accidentally transferring such items into a container. Instead, I think a destroy all ruined items option would make more sense. Additionally, each item having the individual option to be destroyed would be great. What would make this even better is having an option in the settings that toggles auto destroy for all objects placed in containers, with a warning of course. The more options, the better. Still though, I don't see why ruined food has to go to waste. What if I'm super desperate and the rotting carcass of a whale is all that is left to eat? You better believe I'm gonna take the risk and cook that whale goo. Speaking of options, The Long Dark is on a roll in this particular department. Not only are we going to eventually get advanced custom settings, but official mod support will also one day be available. This is probably my personal most desired feature. Not official mod support, although I would love to see it one day, and not advanced custom settings, which again, would love to see it one day. I'm talking about options. Toggleable options, which was first introduced sometime around the release of the Cougar, added the ability to toggle certain features when starting a new save. Currently, it applies to the Cougar, Scurvy, and the Trader. This is great for when I want some gosh darn peace and quiet, or when I feel like role-playing as a pirate. In Blackfrost, with so many new and interesting systems being added, I would love to see something similar to what we have in the Long Dark. The primary examples of features that could take advantage of this include the Will to Live system, which is the psychological health system, and NPCs, which would offer a lonely experience more in line with the first game. These are features that could alter without hindering the survival experience. There could be consequences if certain features are disabled, so only Hinterland can determine if this type of thing can work for them. Having a thorough custom settings menu could just take the place of this, but I can't imagine something more extensive than what we have now is viable at launch. The Long Dark is Hinterland's game, and they can decide what to add and what not to add. Obviously, Blackfrost has been developed with the community's feedback on the first game, but there will certainly be some controversial gameplay systems that will turn some players off the game. Simply having the toggleable option could keep everyone happy. It would certainly be interesting to play Blackfrost with NPCs turned off. I'd be curious if that alone could emulate the experience we had on Great Bear Island. To keep this video short, these are the 3 quality of life features I hope to see in Blackfrost someday. If they are there at the early access launch or years down the line, they would be great ways to make the game experience just a little more smooth. With Blackfrost coming out soon, these types of videos will probably wind down. I hope you enjoyed this one. What are some quality of life features you would like to see in the sequel to The Long Dark? Let me know. Also, if you have suggestions for another wishlist type video for Blackfrost, let me know. I could maybe squeeze one more in. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like for the algorithm so I can keep making them.